Hi, everybody. My name is Caitlin McDonald. I am the co-owner and co-founder of Boundless Internet Marketing Solutions, as well as a partner here at the Social Speak Network. We've been talking with a lot of individuals and marketing directors, as well as business owners, about the process that we utilize for really simplifying Instagram posting for our clients and how they can then take that information and run with it so that they aren't just sitting there on their phones typing away and, potentially having spelling errors or missing hashtags and things like that. So the process that we typically use all starts with Canva. Now, Canva is an online application where you can create images and create templates for images from which you can then create the social media posts as well as blog images and things like that. So we start with Canva to create the visual component for an Instagram post. When we're done with that, then we save it to our computer and upload it to Trello. Now, Trello is another online application that is incredible for productivity. It's a great way to manage your time as well as track your commitments for certain things. But one of the uses that we use it for is Instagram. So we upload the image to Trello and we actually type in on our computer the social media post, as well as the hashtags that we want to utilize within that Instagram post. From here, we jump over to our to our phones, and we pull up the Trello app. Now, from the Trello app, you can easily select and copy the text that you want to include in the social media post, in the Instagram post, as well as pull open the image and share it directly to Instagram itself. So this process, again, it means that you aren't just sitting here typing away on your phone, hitting the wrong buttons, having autocorrect and things like that. So we're actually going to dive into this complete process here on this video. And again, you will have at the end a full framework that you can utilize for your own business. Now, I'm also going to be adding a link to the description or to the comments with a PDF that you can go ahead and download that goes through this process step by step as well. So let's get started. The first step is using Canva. So let me just jump on over there. Perfect. So as you can see, I've pulled up Canva, and Canva is, again, that tool that we utilize to actually create the visual component for our social media posts. So here I have created just an Instagram post, and I have a blank canvas here. And just to keep things simple, I'm gonna click in to utilize one of the pre-built layouts that Canva does have. Now, the beauty of doing this and having Canva is that you can create templates for your Instagram posts. So for example, let's say I wanted to have this be a common layout for the social media posts. I can just click duplicate here and it will show up again. I can change the background image as well as the text of the quote, so that everything looks in sync on my Instagram feed. I'll just delete this one now, and we just are back to this one. So what you're going to do here, first and foremost, is you're going to click to download the post, and it will then download to your computer. And again, this is Canva. You can use it on your phone. I prefer using it on my computer just because I'm a little bit faster at it that way. But as you can see, I have an older phone, not one of the iPhone X's. So maybe it's a little bit easier there if you're very nimble with your fingers. So what do we do after Canva? We jump over here to Trello. Now, Trello is really a great website, a great app and tool that you can utilize for really organizing most things in your business and your life. Trello is designed so that you have boards for specific items. And within those boards, you can create lists. And within those lists, you create cards. So here I have the start of the board that you can create for your own business for Instagram. And again, I will be adding that link to the PDF download that leads you through this step by step so that you can incorporate it into the processes for your business. But this is just a great video overview. So on your Instagram board, I recommend having first and foremost a list for any of those upcoming events that you have. Then I recommend having a list for hashtags. And as you can see, I'm just clicking to add a new one. And then for Instagram unpublished posts. And for Instagram published. And you can add more as you see fit. Sometimes we have some that are draft posts rather than, just the unposted or unpublished list there. And now let's dive into creating those cards. So let's say you attend trade shows or you have events that you host, masterminds that you host, things like that. I always recommend adding them to the upcoming events list just so that you don't lose track of them. As you're creating the social media posts, it often is so easy to just lose track of what's going on in your business. So maybe a week before you don't post about a big event that's coming up. And then all of a sudden, it's the day that you're doing it and you're finally putting a post up. So having this list and these cards about upcoming events can really help you stay organized. So here I'm just going to put, let's see, February 2nd, mastermind call, and add. So you don't really have to add a lot of information here unless you want to. Really, it's your preference. The next list is for hashtags. And the reason why I recommend creating its own list for these is so that you can just copy and paste without having to go to an external website. Now, there are a lot of external websites like Hashtagify Me and things like that that have research for you that you can just copy and paste the hashtags there and utilize them in your Instagram posts. I'm not going to go through that process right now, but I know that within my business, I have different categories of posts that I typically put out. So business tips, for example, could be one. Facebook marketing. Let's see, blogging. That's a big one that we always talk about, right? Instagram, duh. And then now within each of these, you can click in and create a more detailed description. And this is the part that you're actually going to be copying and pasting within the other cards for your business. So if you follow a lot of professional Instagram accounts, you'll see that they aren't just structured with the content in the comments or in the post itself, and then the hashtags right afterwards. You'll see that there's the description or that content, and then usually 3 dots or so as spacers, and then the hashtags. So this is just a way to make the elements more pretty. So you can't actually design that on your phone as you're on Instagram, but you can if you're utilizing your computer. You also can if you're writing the posts on your phone in like the notes section or copying from an email or a document or something like that. But Trello is a great place to do this so that you don't have, your fingers hitting the wrong buttons and doing autocorrect and things like that. So here I'm just going to do 3 periods and enter. And then start the hashtag. So this is for Facebook marketing. Facebook tips. And I'm just going to write a couple here, right? Facebook for business, etc. So I recommend adding between 10 and 20 keywords here. just so that you have a really solid list and that consistency. You can always go in and delete some for specific posts if they don't apply. So we're going to click save, and then it's saved within this Facebook marketing card. Now, once you have all of these built out, then you can start actually writing the social media posts. So how you add these is just each post gets its own card. I'm just going to paste in the quote that we had from this Canva image and click add. Now, this isn't actually the post that we want to go out. It's just to help with organization so I can quickly look at it and see what the post is. What we want to do is take the image that we downloaded and just drag it into this card. And Trello will upload it to the card so that it's associated with this post. Then we also want to add that description for what the post actually is going to be. And you can write more information. I'm not going to just for the sake of this. Click save, and then I'm going to go back to the Facebook hashtags because we put those together. However, I probably would have other hashtags for motivational quotes, and I'm going to paste them in. So how this post will actually look on Instagram is with the description and then the hashtags down below, right? So then just click save, and as you can see, Trello just finished loading that image in here. So this card itself, it has the image associated with it as well as the actual social media post. Now we'll go through this when I switch over to doing the screen share of my phone, but once you publish a post, you can just drag it on over to the next list. Or if you want to reorder cards that you're creating, you can just drag them so one goes above the other, as I just did here with this Facebook marketing hashtags or Instagram marketing hashtags. You can just drag those wherever you want. Let's see, just another quick little side note. As you're creating these Instagram posts, I recommend either once per week scheduling time to make all of the posts for the week, or once per month trying to get as many posts created as you can. And this is just a great way to batch your time and make sure that you are being most efficient. So with this quote style post, for example, on Canva, you can just, you already have a website that's up that has a lot of these motivational quotes or nice quotes. So you can just duplicate, again, this image here, change the quote that's on there, and then change the background image. And you could make between 5 or 10 of those at once and then load them all to Trello in one go so that you are just doing the same process over and over again rather than having to switch gears. And so switching gears is one of those things where people get really caught up in social media and it takes about 10 times longer than it should just because you aren't staying focused on that one task at hand. So utilizing Canva and Trello as a way to create those posts helps you from getting sucked into the entire stream of what's been happening on Instagram. So let's see. Let me jump back over now to the phone just so we get a sense of what happens after we create the social media posts on our computer. Great, so hang on with me as I switch devices here.
Okay, great. So let's go through the process of actually sharing the post from Trello to Instagram on our phone. So I just opened up Trello on my phone, and I have the same login, obviously, as I do on my computer. So it looks the exact same. We have the upcoming events, hashtags, Instagram unpublished posts, and then the published posts. And if you click into any of these, you can see that the descriptions are there, and you can edit them if you need to on the go. Let's say you think of a different hashtag, you can just add that in here rather than waiting to get back to your computer. So what we're going to do to actually share the Instagram post that we wrote on the computer is we are going to click into the card for it. And as you can see, there's the picture up above, and then here's the actual post. Now, I prefer to click into the post itself, that description, just because it makes it easier to click and select all, and then copy the description. And again, this is going to be the caption on that Instagram post. The next thing that we need to do is grab the image. And so we can actually share the image directly from Instagram. And one thing, just as a side note, if you are on that first screen, so we just clicked into the card, and if you forget to click into the image before this, click that 3 buttons there, and you'll see that there's not an option to share the image. It's just all about the cards and Trello things. Just click cancel, and then that will remind you to click into the image. And again, in the upper right hand side, you'll see those 3 buttons appear, and you can click on that and then just click share. So sharing options, there's save image, messages, mail, etc. Just scroll over on the top here to Instagram. Now, I prefer to share it directly to Instagram just because when you save the image to your phone, it adds a couple more steps, as well as adding images to your phone that you don't necessarily need. Let's say the image you want to use is already on your phone. You could just copy that description and then go to Instagram and post as normal, and then paste that description as the caption. So let's just click Instagram here, and it will pull up our Instagram account. I'm just going to click in this caption space and paste, and then click OK and share. And so this is posting to Instagram right now, and it will just bring me back to Trello when it's done. And then I can X out of these, and the next step is dragging the card to published. And so this is just so that you remind yourself not to publish it again. So it's a way to keep this stream organized, this board organized. So let's go and check out Instagram to see how it posted. And I will refresh this page so it's most up to date. Give it a second here. Perfect. And as you can see, that image that we had originally created in Canva and then uploaded to Trello is now on our Instagram feed, as well as the caption here. Now, if you notice any mistakes in spelling or anything like that, or you want to add more information, you can always click these 3 dots and click to edit it. You can also add a location there. Let me just show you that again. So you can also add that location. And that will help you engage with local people even more. So a lot of times people are searching through pictures from certain locations as well as following certain hashtags. So we always recommend, if you can, adding a location just to really make sure that you're reaching the right people. So I'm just going to click done here, and actually I'm going to delete this post because the hashtags that are about Facebook don't really align with that quote there. So it doesn't really fit with our brand. But let's see, just to wrap up and do a recap, I'm going to jump back over to the video. So just give me 1 second here.
Okay, so today we have been through the process that we utilize for our clients when we are posting to their Instagram accounts. So rather than typing in on our phone, what we should be doing is pre-writing the post. And what you should be doing is pre-writing the posts on your computer or your laptop and writing them into Trello and creating the images in Canva or just from your computer or from a photographer and things like that. Saving each of the posts within Trello and then taking out your phone and publishing them by sharing the information directly from Trello. Now, why do we do this? One of the number 1 reasons why we do this is because oftentimes if you just pull out your phone and start working on it, you get sidetracked. So if our goal is to post on Instagram, you open up Instagram, you start writing a post, next thing you know, you're scrolling through the newsfeed, right? 30 minutes later, You're just finishing up that task. So by pre-writing the post, you know that it's going to be on brand and on point, as well as the fact that you won't be missing any events and that you'll be using the full list of hashtags that you need to use in order to be found on Instagram. And you're really prioritizing your time so that you can get back to work on some of the things that are, driving your client relationships. So by utilizing Canva and Trello in order to post on Instagram, you can really streamline those processes. As I mentioned before, we do have a PDF that covers this step by step, and that PDF is available in the link that I am adding to the description and the comments. So please head on over there if you need a step-by-step tutorial. And over time, we will be adding a lot more of these app tutorials where we can actually show you on our phones how we go about managing our clients' social media accounts and how you can then take that knowledge to your own business so that as you're running around or waiting for an appointment or a meeting or even on a conference call, you can just take out your phone and start typing away and, working on your social media and your digital marketing. So I'm so happy I was able to share this with you all today, and I will see you next time. Thank you.